I just turned on the meeting recording so that we can save this for future participants so that they can watch it. Thank you all for being here. Welcome. My name is Michelle Swain. I'm the Director of Advanced Academics for Round Rock ISD. And we're going to be talking today about something that falls under my umbrella, looking at college credit in high school. But first, I want to ask that you make sure that you keep yourself muted. I know we're all in different settings and have different things going on in our environments. And so staying muted during the seminar will help everyone's ability to focus and to capture the information that they're seeking. And then I also want to ask that you use the Q&A feature to ask questions, and then we will open up for questions during the Q&A time at the end of the session. We've got a lot of information to get through, so if you would jot down your questions and hang on to them, then we'll be able to address those at the very end of our time together. And if for some reason you are not able to stay to the end, if you will just send me an email asking the question, that would be fine as well. My email address is my name, so Michelle_Swain at roundrockisd.org. Okay, looks like we've got a few more people popping in. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Our objectives today are really just to make sure that you are able to understand the benefits of students taking advanced courses and the differences between the different types of advanced courses, the different types of college credit coursework that is offered within Round Rock ISD. So we're going to start with that overview and benefits, and then we're going to speak to the specific types of advanced courses. So we're going to talk about AP, and we're going to talk about IB and the different dual opportunities, the dual enrollment through the UT on-ramps and the dual credit through Austin Community College. But before we get started, I'd love to poll you to see what grade level your oldest child is currently in. And so I am attempting to launch the poll, and I'm not seeing that it is showing up on my screen. I'm hoping it's showing up on yours. Yes, it is, because I got a vote. So if you'll just respond to that poll, we've got a couple of folks that have a middle school kiddo. So you guys are here to get ready for that four-year planning process that's about to start. Lots of middle school folks. We'll give you another minute or two to hop in there and share where you are. And then we will keep going. All right, it looks like we've stopped receiving new votes. Oh, wait, there's another vote. We got a freshman. So you guys are primarily at the beginning of your journey, which is a wonderful time to attend this presentation and obtain this information. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. And I clicked to show everyone the results, so I hope that you are able to see those. But we had 4 votes for middle school and 1 for 9th grade. So getting back to our agenda, one of the things I want to make sure that you are aware of is all of the amazing resources that are available through the Texas Education Agency. And one of those is this Graduation Toolkit. And this toolkit provides all kinds of information in an easy to understand format, a nice digestible format, for all the graduation requirements, the various high school programming, the endorsements, the performance acknowledgements. So those of you in middle school are starting to hear all these words, you're starting to hear people talking about all these things. And this document that's available through TEA, the Graduation Toolkit, actually goes through and explains what each and every one of those is and delineates what is a performance acknowledgement versus an endorsement, and how do they work together, and what do I need to focus on for the benefit of my students. So this particular presentation is not going to be focused on all of those things, but I wanted you to know a resource that you could go to access that information. At the end of our evening, I will be sharing the presentation slide deck and the recording once again with our team that will post it on the website, and you'll be able to access it there. The website will be shown at the end of the presentation, but if you go to Parent and Family Seminars and look at the previously recorded or the past seminars, you'll be able to get to all of the information that we're going to be talking about tonight. So, we offer a pretty big menu of advanced opportunities in Round Rock ISD. We have high school credit in middle school. So, students in middle school are able to get language credit. They are able to get Art 1 credit. They can take algebra, they can take geometry, and I believe we also have a CTE course, a BIM course that is in the middle school. And we're constantly looking for ways to enhance those opportunities and to add to those opportunities and make our middle school a very rich environment for accessing those courses um, early on for those students who are ready for them, which not everybody needs to take high school courses in middle school. And if you don't, or if you haven't, that certainly doesn't mean you're behind by any means. It's just an opportunity that we do provide for those students who are interested in getting some of that stuff started a little bit earlier on. We also offer advanced courses, and you may, if you have neighbors or friends that have an older child, you may remember that we used to call them pre-AP. College Board has changed how they license that label, and so we no longer are legally able to call them pre-AP. So we have renamed them advanced, and we've renamed them advanced to better reflect the advanced content that those students are engaging in those courses. We also have College Board Advanced Placement. So these are official advanced placement courses that are run through the College Board with their blessing, using their curriculum. And those are available at all 5 of our comprehensive high schools. We'll talk a little bit about International Baccalaureate, the IB Diploma Program. That is currently offered at 2 of our high schools. So it is offered at Westwood High School and Stony Point High School. So we'll dive a little deeper into those. Dual credit is an opportunity available to all of our students, and because we live in the because Round Rock ISD is in the attendance area and the taxing area for ACC as a district, we do not have to pay for those courses. So that's something that is of great benefit to our students, and we'll talk more deeply about that. And then finally, we'll talk about dual enrollment, which is a little bit different than dual credit. It's a new program. If you went through school in the last 25 years, you might not have ever heard of it because it's only been around for about the last 7 or 8. But we do offer that through UT on-ramps. So let's start with looking at middle school. And several of you indicated that your oldest child is currently in middle school. So planning ahead, beginning with the end in mind, is probably the best advice I can possibly give you. So thinking, and that's what you're doing by being here tonight, thinking ahead, looking at what is in my child's future, what do they have as an interest, where are their strengths, what kind of college or university experience or what kind of post secondary experience are they considering? Do they want to work in a trade? Are they interested in the arts? Are they interested in a STEM field, or are they interested in a liberal arts field? Which is not to say that you're committing them as a middle schooler or as a freshman to that career, but just that you're thinking ahead about what kinds of classes might be beneficial for them to obtain while they are still in middle school and then continue that on into high school. So, for example, if it's important to your student to have a very strong background in a language, they would want to start their language study in middle school. A lot of our students are doing that so that they can go all the way to level 4 or level 5 of that language in high school. You'll want to reach out to the high school counselor and you'll want to look at the course catalog for planning support. We do have our course catalog posted on the district website, so you are able to access that very easily at any time. And there is a ton, we're in the process of revising it right now. There is a ton of information in that course catalog, both for middle school and for high school, but especially for high school. It speaks to the endorsements, it speaks to the performance acknowledgements. It talks about the big scary things like GPA and ranking class and UIL eligibility and NCAA eligibility. And so I highly recommend that you look at that document and really familiarize yourself with the options and opportunities and information it contains. But as you look at that document, you need to understand things change, and things change often and for good reason. And as we have new opportunities that come online for students, as legislation changes, when the legislature meets and they decide to change the way things are sequenced, or they add a class, or they change the content of a class, that might change. The graduation requirements might change. Once upon a time, we required health as a graduation requirement. We no longer require health as a graduation requirement. Students are not obligated to take that course. And then also looking at their interests. I have a freshman in college and a senior in college, and I will tell you, every single year we sat down and something in their 4-year plan changed. So as they grew and they developed and they were exposed to new information and new content, their passions changed, their interests changed, their plans for their future changed. And so while you are going to sit down and make that plan, you do need to be aware that that plan does not need to be written in ink. It needs to be written in pencil, because it is fine if it changes as they go through the process and go through the course of selecting their opportunities. Advanced courses, those courses that we used to consider pre-AP or pre-IB, these are those courses that are typically offered at the ninth and 10th grade level, and they lead to a variety of the college credit-bearing courses, the advanced academic opportunities that students may want to avail themselves of. These courses are intended to take the regular course content and to package it in a way that provides more challenge and more rigor to the students. And it's meant to really have them develop that academic muscle, to really stretch themselves, to engage in critical and creative thinking around the content, to really push themselves to not just have a surface level understanding, but to have a deeper understanding that will serve as the foundation for those advanced courses that they will take later on. The teachers can differentiate those courses in a variety of ways. It may be through the content that they explore, or through the process through which students explore the content. It may be through the products that the students exhibit their learning from or through. It may also be going into greater depth and complexity in the content and going at a faster pace so that they can engage in more exploration of nuances of the content. Additionally, students taking advanced courses do benefit from a peer group that has a similar set of goals as they do. So students who really are looking at wanting to take those advanced courses as they go into the upper grades. So those advanced courses and those high school courses taken in middle school help prepare students for college credit opportunities that we offer within our high schools. And so we're going to talk again about each of these in and of itself. So we're going to start with AP, and then we're going to go to IB. We'll talk a little bit about dual credit and specifically about the early college high school program that we have in Round Rock. And then we'll speak to dual enrollment. And then after that, we'll do the Q&A. So as we start talking about these, why would a student want to take any of these options? Well, here are some of the quotes that we've garnered from students over the years. I've done AP and dual credit classes over the past 3 years, and mainly history and English. I think that history and English is something that is very usual in real life and will make me more well-rounded for whatever field I go into. Another student said, I'm taking AP Environmental Science because I want to go into environmental studies in college. So they're getting that strong foundation in what they want to go on and major in when they go into that institution of higher education. I took AP Bio and On-Ramps English last year. I took Bio so that I'd be more prepared for nursing courses, but took On-Ramps so that I could get a feel for English courses in college. So there's lots of different reasons that students take different courses, and we do offer some of the same base course content across multiple different platforms and programs of courses. So students really need to know and understand what each of these course options is like so that they can choose what is going to be the best fit for them. So again, all of these carry the potential to earn college credit. And if you are like me, and I reiterate, I have two in college right now, the idea of saving money in tuition, books, and fees while your student is in college is really important. I just sent my freshman to college with 21 hours, and she will be able to double major without it taking any extra time because she went in with those hours and she feels more confident. She feels that she has been exposed to increased rigor. And so that has better prepared her for the opportunities she now avails herself of. And all of these courses represent increased rigor. They also contribute to strength of schedule on college applications. If you haven't sat in on one of our college admissions panels, we do one in the spring and one in the fall. And each time we have those, we talk about strength of schedule, and they talk about how important it is to have an AP or an IB or an on-ramps or a dual credit opportunity reflected in the transcripts so that colleges know that you are a serious student that is very interested in being fully prepared for the college experience. And they may also count as advanced courses towards endorsements, and they may earn students performance acknowledgements. And again, that information is not only in the course catalog, but it's also in the Texas Education Agency Graduation Toolkit that we discussed earlier and that you can access at the TEA website. Here is a little bit more out of that toolkit about the performance acknowledgements, just to give you a little taste of what that looks like. So, a student earning a 3 or above on a College Board Advanced Placement examination would earn a performance acknowledgement, as would a student earning a score of 4 or above on an IB examination. AP is a score range of 1 to 5, IB is a score range of 1 to 7. And then you also have the opportunity to earn a performance acknowledgement by taking at least 12 hours of college academic courses in a dual credit setting or a dual enrollment setting. So that includes those taken as part of the core curriculum, but it also includes advanced technical credit courses, including those locally articulated courses, which are the courses that fall under our CTE umbrella. So these are not the only ways to earn it. You can also earn college credit through the CTE programming that we offer in the district. So again, very glad that a lot of you are here early as parents of middle schoolers or freshmen so that you have the opportunity to really start making this make sense and make meaning for you as you begin to take this journey. So let's talk specifically about College Board AP courses and advanced placement courses. And these have been around for a long time. I am a little seasoned in years, and I took AP courses when I was in Round Rock in high school. So we've had them for a long time. I'm not going to tell you exactly how long ago that was, but there were only 2 high schools in the district at the time. So these are courses that represent a collaborative endeavor between secondary schools and our colleges and universities to look at what are the courses that are taken in the last few years of the high school experience, what are the courses taken in the first few years of the college experience, and where are those overlapping in terms of their content so that we can kind of collapse those into these dual credit opportunities and students don't have to take both courses. So these are rigorous college level courses that are offered while a student is in high school that have been vetted by college professors. Teachers have to go to specific training. They have to have a syllabus that is approved through the College Board to be able to teach these courses. And the focus of these courses is on developing college level skills. So students are learning how to engage in um, deep examination of text. They're learning how to engage in exploration and questioning. They're learning how to conduct a lab, all of those kinds of things that would be expected their first year or two in college. And then the students have the potential through these AP courses to earn college credit by taking the AP exam that comes at the end of the course in May. And they may also earn extra points towards their GPA. Most of our college credit bearing courses are weighted, and so they give them a little bit of a boost when they are taking or when they are looking at their GPA if they take these courses. We are very fortunate in our district being such a large district and having such large schools that we have a lot of demand for a variety of content. And so we have a menu of over 30 courses that are offered from College Board in language arts, in mathematics, social studies, science, our world languages, art, music, computer science. We have the AP Capstone program, which is a pairing of a seminar and a research course. And these are all very rich opportunities that we provide at our campuses as an open enrollment opportunity. So that means if a student may have never taken an advanced course before, but they get to their sophomore or their junior year and they say, you know what? I took that PSAT and it says that I have AP potential. I have um, a strong chance of doing well in this particular course. I'm going to go ahead and take it. And they don't have to jump through any other hoops besides check it off on their course selection sheet. The emphasis in these courses is on critical, creative, and productive thinking. So it's those higher level thinking skills that they would be exposed to in college. And then again, a score of 3 or higher on the end of year exam earns them college credit at Texas public colleges and universities. And that is legislated. So in the state of Texas, at a public college or university, they are absolutely guaranteed to earn the credit. In many cases, at out of state or private schools, they will also earn the college credit. And there is a tool that students can use to look that up. I'll share that, I believe, with you in just a moment. So here's the courses that our district currently offers, and you can see the wide range of options and opportunities for everything from art to history to physics to English language composition, English literature and composition. So lots of things to choose from. I mentioned at the AP Capstone program, and here is a graphic that just illustrates what that program looks like. It is a little bit more of a rigorous packaging of the AP course offerings. So a student would participate in the AP Capstone program for 2 years. The first year would be an AP seminar course where they engage in team projects and presentations, as well as an individual research-based essay and presentation, and an end of course exam. And then the second year that they participate, they would be in the AP research course where they write an actual academic paper and they give a presentation and oral defense of that paper. If that is all they do, if those are the only two classes they take and they get a 3 or higher on those classes, then they get the AP seminar and research certificate. If, however, they during any time in their 4 years of high school take 4 AP courses and score a 3 or higher on 4 additional AP courses, they can earn the AP Capstone Diploma. And what the AP Capstone Diploma is starting to do is open doors for students into honors programs at colleges and universities. Participating in this has given students the opportunity to engage in research studies as freshmen at Tier 1 universities. So it's a great opportunity for our students to really get a solid foundation of what seminar and research kind of activities are before they go to college to set them up for those opportunities when they get there. I mentioned AP Potential. AP Potential is a resource that is provided to our students when they take the PSAT NMSQT in October. We just finished that a few weeks ago. October 13th was our district date that our sophomores and our juniors take that assessment. And from that assessment, we will get results in December that yield some information for us going into the spring process of planning courses, which is called AP Potential. And what that does is tell us that based on your performance on the PSAT and what we know about past students' performance in course taking patterns, you have a very high probability, you have a medium probability, or you have some probability of doing this well. And it'll explain all of that in the AP potential student report. And we use that data not only to provide students choices, but also to recruit students because students can see that in their own individual College Board portal, but we can also see that from the district side. And so we use that to reach out to students and say, hey, this says you have a high likelihood of being successful in this course. We're going to pull you into this. We want you to challenge yourself and take advantage of this opportunity. There are a lot of teacher supports that are provided through the College Board to support the AP process. They go to summer institutes, they attend workshops, they engage in an online community. We select textbooks and resources as a district that they are using collaboratively. They engage in PLC work across the district, and they do go through, as I mentioned earlier, that audit. We also have a lot of student supports that each campus will engage in. So they may have an AP Saturday session where students do a mock exam. They may have camps. They may do special study sessions leading up to exams or leading up to projects, those kinds of things. And then there's also an AP Scholar recognition. So as a student performs well on AP exams and takes more of them, they move up in that Scholar recognition. There are several different categories for that. And this is kind of a real quick glance of what that looks like. So you can be an AP Scholar, and that's just 3 or higher on 3 or more AP exams, and then it progresses from there. You can be a Scholar with Honor, a Scholar with Distinction, a State, or a National AP Scholar, and they get a certificate, and they can put that on their resume and their college applications, and it's just a really neat recognition of all of their hard work over time. Some considerations about AP. The nice thing is it's kind of a menu approach, and in this particular case, it's like a buffet. So students can choose as many or as few as they want based on their own schedule, their interests, their goals. I highly recommend that they focus on their interests and passions for these advanced courses, and then not to overschedule. So they'd get 8 course section or course selections each semester or each year. And I highly recommend that not all 8 of those be advanced courses. Students need to balance their extracurricular activities and their interests and their own health and well-being. And these are college courses. And so if you think about if you took 8 college courses, 8 3-hour college courses, that would be a 24-hour semester. So we don't want to overload students. Taking 2, taking 3, taking 4, that's probably in the range of what's doable. Also remember that students may not receive college credit with AP if they do not perform well on that AP exam. So if your student is not a student who does well in one and done kind of situations where they're taking a single test, putting all their eggs in that one basket, that might not be where you want them to explore their college credit, because that if they have test anxiety, if they freeze up or whatever, that they've got one shot. So that's something to be considerate of. And then notice that it does contribute to the strength of schedule in college admissions. We have had a change from College Board. We used to do all of the registration and fees in the spring leading up to those exams, but now we do exam registration and pay for the exam fees in the fall. So students pay in the fall. We find that they're more bought into the course during the course of the year. They're more committed to it, and they tend to do better on the exams when they make those decisions in the fall. And then again, begin with the end in mind. If you Google AP credit policy search, or if you come to this presentation in the website, then you can click on that, and that will let you put in any college or university and pull up what they will grant credit for the various AP exams and scoring levels. Sometimes they'll do different courses based on if you got a 3, a 4, or a 5. So now we're going to talk about the IB Diploma Program. This is a 2-year program that is offered at Westwood and Stony Point. If you are at Cedar Ridge or Round Rock, you would go to Stony Point if you wanted to transfer. If you were at McNeil, you would go to Westwood if you wanted to transfer to participate. And this program, as opposed to AP being you kind of pick and choose, this is not an a la carte program. This is a program that is comprehensive. So you are looking at international standards across 6 different subject areas. And in the grades at 9 and 10, students are working on college preparatory coursework, but 11 and 12, when they're actually in the diploma program, they're doing the college level coursework. And we are starting an MYP program at Stony Point, so the middle years program. So students that participate in that program will be doing some really heavy college preparatory coursework as a result of being in the MYP at Stony Point. Currently at Westwood, we do not have that MYP. This is probably really hard to see on your screen, but this is the graphic that represents the IB Diploma program. And international mindedness is kind of the overarching theme that surrounds the concept of the IB Diploma program. And then the next, as you go into the inner circles, the next circle in that you see, you'll see that it is the 6 subject areas. So studies in language and literature, that would be more your English. Individuals and societies would be more your social studies. And then there's mathematics, the arts, the sciences, and language acquisition, which is your world languages or your second language that you might be, or third or fourth language that you might be studying. International mindedness, the whole concept, is kind of geared at helping students develop not only an awareness of their own cultural identity, but how they fit in with the diverse points of view and the global perspectives that are out there in the world. It enlarges their perspective of the world around them. It celebrates what we all have in common, but then it also challenges them to examine their responsibility to both our local and our global communities. So not just how does something impact them here, but how does something impact them that happens halfway across the world, or how does something that we do here impact others halfway across the world? I mentioned the academic rigor. Again, there is an emphasis here on critical thinking and analysis over rote memorization, and it is across all those 6 subject areas. So, whereas AP, you might just be taking environmental science, in IB, you're going to be taking courses across all 6 of those areas. There is authentic criterion referenced assessment that occurs in all the subject areas, and those are assessments that are moderated both internally and externally. So they're graded in the school, but they're also sent to other IB instructors around the world so that they have a very tight grading moderation policy. So everybody is kind of in sync in terms of how they score student work and student learning. And that is to international standards. So those standards are set by the IB and then implemented all over the world. So why would a student choose IB? Why would a family choose IB? There's a lot of emphasis in IB on not just what you learn, but helping you learn how to learn, how to analyze information, how to engage in those metacognitive activities. It also really helps students support the development of their study skills, their time management skills, and their organizational skills. Taking 6 college level courses is the equivalent of an 18-hour semester in the college environment. And so they really do have to learn all of that, but they're learning that in the protective environment of the high school campus and in the protective environment of a peer group that moves through it together. And so they're able to really support each other and help each other and just really rely on each other to be supports, and to not just emotional support, but also academic support for each other. It is recognized by major universities and colleges. And in the state of Texas, if you are looking at a public college or university, again, legislated, there is 24 hours of college credit that can be earned minimum by achieving the IB diploma. Again, they may earn extra points towards their GPA, which may impact not only their GPA, but their rank in class. And then they have that motivated peer group and a supportive learning community where there is there are activities that that peer group engages in. They all are in study groups together, so it has kind of a wraparound factor for the students. So some considerations as you're considering the IB opportunity, it is rigor across multiple disciplines. So if you have a student who really likes language arts and social studies, but is not as fond of math and science, or if you have a student who really loves science, but may not love English, you might want to really look at what the IB has to offer versus some of the other uh, options. But if you have a student that enjoys challenging themselves across different subject areas or is willing to try to challenge themselves across multiple subject areas, this might be the perfect opportunity for them, the perfect program. I mentioned the wraparound support. There is an IB student organization at both Westwood and Stony Point, and there are IB parent booster clubs at both campuses. And so those provide those wraparound services as well, and activities and supports for the students. IB continues to gain recognition. It's been around for a long time, but it's becoming more and more well recognized in the college admissions process. And it does get you automatic admission to certain college programs. So Texas Tech Honors College Honors Program, you get automatic admission into that program if you graduate with the IB diploma. Again, the exam registration and fees occur in the fall, just like with AP, and you need to begin with the end in mind. And so I've linked in here a blog about college acceptance of IB credit and some of the things to look for and what to be aware of. Now we're going to talk about dual enrollment through UT On-Ramps. The University of Texas On-Ramps program is something that's been around for about 7 years, I believe, 7 or 8 years. And this is a very unique way of providing students that college experience while they are still in high school. In fact, their tagline, I believe, says it's students experience college before college. So these students are co-enrolled in a high school course and a college course at UT. They have two separate teachers. They have their high school teacher and their college professor, and they get two separate grades. They have their high school grade and their college grade. And so I do have a video that I would love, a short little video that I would love for you to watch. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And I think I know how to make it where I won't have an echo, but bear with me for a second.
Fostering the discussions that we've had in class based on the content that's provided, as well as the platform. So the on-ramps course is supposed to be based off a college course. So through taking this course, I feel that I've learned a lot more about what college is actually about. It's a very enriching experience to go through this. It's difficult without being too difficult. It does press you to think and try new things, and it's a really great experience to have for just any high schooler so they can broaden and expand their horizons. Specifically, on-ramps is helping them understand the expectations students get.
I apologize for the echo in there. I'm hoping that the closed captions worked for you so that you were still able to see the content of the video. I think that it does a good job of explaining what on-ramps is, and I love that we get to hear from the students. So these are the courses that are currently available, and they add courses every few years. There is a new course on quantum computing that is now out there, and not all of these courses are available at every single one of our high schools, but they are available for consideration for those high schools, and I believe almost all of our high schools have pre-calculus for on-ramps. But there's also the opportunity to get your Algebra 2 credit through taking an on-ramps college algebra course. You can get your U.S. history, you can get your English 3 credit. So lots of opportunities exist. The key benefits of on-ramps is these courses were designed by the university faculty, and they offer students the opportunity to get 3 hours of core college credit while they're still sitting in their own high school classroom with their own high school teacher. So that really is a nice, safe opportunity, kind of an on ramp to the college experience. Students qualify to participate in these. Opportunities for rigorous college level coursework and college ready standards that are set by the university through the Texas Success Initiative, but they can do that either through um, being in the course in the beginning of the course, whether it's the beginning of the semester, if it's a one semester course, or the beginning of the or of the fall semester, if it's a full year course, they demonstrate their ability, and that's one way they can earn the TSI complete status, or they can go take the TSI assessment or qualify through the SAT or ACT. So they don't already have to, unlike what we're going to talk about with dual credit, they don't already have to be TSI complete going into these courses. Our teachers offer our courses and receive extensive training, as you saw, and they also have ongoing one-to-one support. On-ramps, of all the college credit opportunities we offer, On-ramps has the strongest teacher support and the strongest teacher training and ongoing training for teachers to make sure that they really have mastered the content. All on-ramps courses are part of the university's core curriculum. So when students are taking the history course, it's the same history course that they would take if they were freshmen or sophomores at UT. It's just taught in this environment with a high school teacher to help support them while they're taking that college class. And they can be transferred anywhere that UT credit would normally be transferable. So again, they have the high school teacher that gives the high school grade and is generated on the high school transcript, but they also have the college professor and the college grade that goes on the college transcript. There are a lot of safety nets built into on-ramp. So if a student is not being successful in the college side, they stay in the high school course and they complete the high school course and still get the high school credit. If they qualify to earn or to be eligible for the college credit, and then for some reason do not earn that, or maybe they get a C or a D and they don't want to transcript that on their UT transcript, they have the opportunity to choose not to have that transcripted at the end of the semester. So there's a lot of nice safety nets built in. Students are typically enrolled in a year-long course taught by the high school teacher. Now, rhetoric and history are 2 single semester courses. So students who sign up for those will take a rhetoric 3-hour course in the fall and a rhetoric 3-hour course in the spring, and the same thing with the U.S. history courses. But during the fall semester or during the very first part of the class, they complete a series of required assignments that are designated by an instructor of record at UT. So the master instructor that's overseeing the class, and then they earn a grade that would be equivalent to a UT Austin credit or better on the required assignments to be eligible to be dual enrolled in those courses in the spring semester. But again, if they don't earn that, they're still in that course, still doing the work. They're just then not eligible to earn the college credit. So in the spring semester, they're doing those additional requirement assignments to demonstrate mastery of the content and to earn credit in the course. And then that university instructor of record will award students the appropriate grade based on their performance in that course, while the high school teacher will separately award their grade. So the high school teacher's grade may be based on homework assignments or quizzes, whereas the college professor's grade is only based on major assignments and exams. So the two courses or the two grades for the course may differ in each place. So some considerations. The student may pass the high school class and not the college class. So they wouldn't earn the college credit, but it would still satisfy the high school graduation requirements. They don't have to meet TSI prior to the course, as opposed to dual credit where they do. The credit is highly transferable. Anywhere that would take a University of Texas transcript will take the OnRIPS coursework. The high school teacher is part of the AB schedule, so that works very nicely in their schedule. And the high school grade is weighted and counted in GPA and ranking class. And the cost is an inclusive per course cost. So whereas AP and IB, you have the exam costs, and that's where the cost comes in those options. This is an upfront cost of either $149, or if you qualify for a reduced price lunch, then you would be at $99, and that is all the things. So the professor, the books, the access to the online portal, all of those things are included in that one price. Now we're going to talk about dual credit. And we do have two dual credit providers, although ACC is the one that we are much more involved in as opposed to UTPB. UTPB is only online courses. So we're going to talk more about the ACC environment than the UTPB environment. So when we're talking about dual credit, these are students who have demonstrated that they are college ready. So not that they're trying to be college ready, but they are actually already college ready. And they can do that through the SAT or ACT requirements that you see here. So a total score of 1070 and a minimum of 500 on the verbal and math for the SAT, a composite of 23 or above, and a minimum of 19 on each of those subtests in English and math, or successful performance on the TSI assessment, which is now the TSI assessment version 2, so TSIA 2. For high school students only, they can also demonstrate college readiness through performance on the PSAT. So that's again where that PSAT and MSQT that they take their junior and senior year becomes important, because it plays into this eligibility to be able to take these courses without having to go and take the TSI assessment. So that would be a 460 in English, a 510 in mathematics. So students have to begin taking that, or have to begin by meeting that TSI requirement, but they can start taking courses as early as their freshman year. You do want to be very mindful of where the courses that they're looking at taking fall in the traditional high school sequence, because there may be some prerequisites for the high school equivalent course that they need to meet before they take the dual credit course. No limits on the number of courses that students may take, but they do only get 12 of them for free unless they are in the early college high school. Courses may be offered before school, after school, during the school day. Typically, we offer most of our courses during the school day at the high school campus, but students can go to ACC campuses to take courses, and they can also engage in online coursework through ACC. Community college transcript, once they take a course and earn a grade, they have a transcript generated at the community college, and that then is something that they will have to submit when they go to any other college or university, but also prior to high school graduation, we will need to see that transcript to validate that they have actually met all of their graduation requirements, and that it matches what we got in grade reports from ACC. And then the early college high school opportunity. These students may earn up to 60 college credit hours and an associate's degree while they are still in high school. So it's a really neat opportunity for those students who may not really enjoy some of the traditional trappings of a comprehensive high school, they don't care so much about going to the football games or going to some of those events. They may not be involved in some of the UIL activities like band or choir or theater, but they do really want to engage in some deep learning. And this is a great opportunity for them to get into that opportunity at early college high school. So when we think about dual credit opportunities in general, some of the considerations is the students immediately earn the credit. When they pass the class, they have that credit. So they're not putting all their eggs in that one test that happens at the end. They're kind of developing that grade along the way. Test anxiety, therefore, is less of an issue. One of the drawbacks is college professors are typically not going to differentiate. They're going to do what they do because they're college professors. And along with that, you need to recognize that, and I'm skipping down a little bit, but that FERPA applies. So college professors don't have to talk to mom and dad, and they won't talk to mom and dad because they are dealing with college students. And so even if you are talking about a 15-year-old, 14-year-old taking a college class, they're going to have to be able to advocate for themselves with their professors. The student must pass the college course in order to earn the high school credit. So unlike on-ramps where they can pass one and not the other, these are really tied together. And so they have to pass that college course in order for it to go on their high school transcript and count for that high school equivalent course. In some cases, dual credit is not accepted at private or out-of-state institutions. So you would need to find that out in advance, talk to the colleges or institutions that you are interested in, and see if they are what their college credit policy is for accepting college credits earned through dual credit programming. And then the textbook costs are the only costs that you have at ACC because we are part of the taxing district. And a lot of the ACC courses are now switching to open educational resources so that you don't have to have a book. That they use things that are open and freely available out on the internet. Um, Registration would be a cost with UTPB because there is a registration per course tied to that. But again, begin with the end in mind. Look at the ACC Dual Credit Program website, look at the TEA dual credit information, and know where you're thinking about going and what their policy is relative to dual credit. I mentioned early college high school, a little bit more about that now. It is a model of dual credit that offers students the opportunity to basically smush high school and college together. And so in their 4 years of high school, they're also doing their first 2 years of college. It is a smaller learning community. Each grade level is cohorted at 125, and there are tons of academic supports. It is a school-wide AVID program, and those students are constantly engaged in learning study skills and the value of collaboration and the value of a study group and all those things that you have to have to be successful in college. There are no UIL activities, so no athletics, no fine arts, although they do have robust clubs and student organizations. So they may have a rugby club or they may have a choir club, but it would not be the UIL competition kind of experience at a comprehensive 5A high school or 6A high school. In our ACC district, the larger ACC district, the Central Texas area, our ECHS is the most successful ECHS in the system. So we are very proud of our students that choose to go to early college and the performance that they are able to engage in while they are there. This is a resource that I want to call your attention to. It will go over some of what we've talked about in greater detail and then answer questions that you didn't even know you had as questions. It is a side-by-side Q&A document that is on the website. You can get to it at this address. And basically across the top, you see the 4 college credit opportunities that we offer. It does not include the CTE offerings on this particular resource. But then down the left side are the frequently asked questions. What is it? Who teaches it? How do you get the grade? How much does it cost? What is the curriculum like? Do students have to qualify? So this document will answer all of those questions and hopefully even more. So I highly recommend taking a look at that as you are exploring these options. So, just some reminders in thinking about these options and opportunities for your student. These are all representing academic challenge, not academic impossibilities, but academic rigor, academic challenge. They're going to have homework. They're going to need to study just like they would in a college course. College professors will tell you you need to study about 3 hours for every hour in a college course. And that's about what you would expect in some of these courses, maybe not 3 hours, but there is going to be more effort required on the part of the students because of the academic challenge. Begin with the end in mind. Know what you are interested in doing, know what you are thinking about as far as your college experience so that you can research the acceptance policies at the different colleges and universities for the different options and opportunities. You're going to graduate high school with some college credit. And we really want our students, even if it's only 1 3-hour class that they get credit for, that's about an $1,100 savings at a public Texas college or university. And that is not chump change. So, and it really, really does add up. And it does prepare them more for going into that collegiate environment as they enter the college experience. And oftentimes their social and emotional needs are met through having the experience of being in classes with like-minded peer groups and students that are also thinking about what the college experience might be like and wanting to prepare themselves for that experience. So the remaining question that I have for you is what are your students going to select off the menu of opportunities that we provide to them in Round Rock ISD? And so with that, we're going to go ahead and open up for Q&A. But before I open that up, I want to make sure that you are aware that this is going to be offered on the district website under the Future Readiness Parent Seminars. You will be able to see the recording, you'll be able to access the PowerPoint presentation and find some more resources there that can help and support you. So I'm going to stop sharing and let's see if I can go in and make the Q&A. Okay, it says that the Q&A is open and I don't see any questions yet. So if you have a question, feel free to enter it into the Q&A, or we're kind of at smaller numbers. So if anybody just needed to unmute and turn on their video and ask a question, I am happy to entertain questions. If you feel that all your questions have been answered, then this is the end of our presentation. And I thank you for being with us this evening. And you are free to go and have dinner with your family or run your kid to soccer practice or go sign paperwork or whatever you need to do for school or write another check to the Booster Club. So again, thank you for being here. And I'm happy to stay for a few minutes and answer any questions that might come up.